You don't need a massive, multi-acre orchard to harvest hundreds of pounds of fresh, juicy fruit right in your own backyard. In fact, letting fruit trees grow to 20 or 30 feet tall makes them impossible to net against birds, brutal to prune, and incredibly dangerous to harvest. By choosing the right varieties and utilizing strategic structural pruning, you can keep a high-yielding backyard orchard completely under 6 feet tall. Here is your exact, step-by-step master blueprint to the 7 fast-growing fruit trees you can easily manage at chest height. Number 1. The Meyer Lemon Container Blueprint. The improved Meyer Lemon is an absolute mandatory anchor for any small space edible garden. This fast-growing citrus variety is a natural semi-dwarf, meaning it inherently wants to maintain a compact, bushy shape rather than rocketing into the sky. It features glossy, deep green foliage, intensely fragrant white blossoms, and a heavy continuous production of sweet, thin-skinned lemons that taste far superior to anything you can buy at a grocery store. To keep a Meyer lemon permanently under 6 feet, you must restrict its root volume by planting it in a large, 15 to 20 gallon container, fitted with heavy-duty caster wheels. Restricting the roots naturally signals the tree's hormonal system to slow down vertical cell elongation, while redirecting its metabolic energy into heavy fruit production. Ensure your potting medium is exceptionally sharp draining. Ideally a mix of 50% organic compost, 30% orchid bark, and 20% perlite. Every single spring, right as new growth emerges, clip the terminal tips of the highest branches back by 4 inches to force the canopy to spread horizontally rather than vertically. Number 2. The Celeste Fig Size Control Strategy Figs are legendary for their lightning-fast growth rates and their ability to produce massive harvests within just their first or second year in the ground. The Celeste Fig, often called the sugar fig, is an incredibly resilient, high-yielding variety that produces a bounty of small, ultra-sweet, purplish-brown fruits. While wild fig trees can easily explode to 20 feet tall in a few seasons, their unique fruiting habit makes them the perfect candidates for strict height suppression. Figs produce their primary fruit crops on the current season's new wood. This biological trait means you can aggressively prune the tree down to the ground every single winter without losing a single bite of your summer harvest. In late January, while the tree is fully dormant and bare, grab a sharp pruning saw and execute a low-heading cut, topping the main trunk completely at exactly 3 feet off the ground. When spring arrives, this drastic cut will stimulate a massive explosion of low, bush-like fruiting branches that will stay completely under 6 feet while hanging heavy with figs by July. Number 3. The Dorset Golden Apple Pruning Trick. Most people assume apple trees require massive spaces and decades of growth to bear fruit, but by utilizing modern dwarfing rootstocks, you can trick an apple tree into behaving like a small garden shrub. The Dorset Golden Apple is a phenomenal, fast-growing, low-chill variety that produces crisp, sweet, yellow-skinned apples. It establishes incredibly fast and can easily adapt to tight spaces if you master the art of summer pruning. To keep your apple tree locked under 6 feet, you must throw out the old rulebook that says you should only prune in the winter. Winter pruning actually stimulates aggressive, rapid vertical water sprouts in the spring. Instead, perform your major structural pruning in mid-July. When you cut back the aggressive upper branches during the heat of summer, you temporarily deplete the tree's nutrient reserves, which permanently stunts its vertical ambition. Prune the central leader branch down to 5 feet and train the lateral side branches to grow outward at a wide 45-degree angle by attaching small weights or training wires to the limbs. Number 4. The Bonanza Dwarf Peach Framework. If you want a tree that stays under 6 feet without you ever having to touch a pair of pruning shears, the Bonanza Miniature Peach is your ultimate solution. This is a genetically engineered genetic dwarf, meaning its internal DNA locks its maximum mature height at just 4 to 5 feet tall. Despite its tiny ornamental size, it produces full-sized, yellow-fleshed, freestone peaches that are incredibly sweet and juicy. Because the nodes on a Bonanza peach are clustered tightly together, the tree naturally forms an ultra-dense, compact umbrella of green foliage. The critical management step for this tree is aggressive fruit thinning. Because the tree is so small, it will often set far more fruit than its delicate branches can structurally support. In May, when the young green peaches are the size of marbles, pluck off at least 60% of the fruit, leaving exactly 6 inches of empty space between each remaining peach. This guarantees the remaining fruits grow to a massive size while protecting the miniature frame from snapping under the weight. Number 5. The Pakistan Mulberry Horizontal Trellis. The Pakistan mulberry is famous for pushing out monstrous, 4-inch-long sweet berries that taste like pure raspberry jam. However, mulberries are also notorious for being absolute monsters in the landscape, capable of shooting up 10 feet in a single growing season. To enjoy these incredible fruits without letting the tree take over your entire yard, you must deploy a strict horizontal trellis system. Plant a young mulberry tree directly between 2 sturdy wooden posts, spaced 8 feet apart. Install a heavy-duty wire running horizontally between the posts at exactly 4 feet off the ground. As the mulberry grows, bend the main trunk down horizontally and tie it securely to the wire, cutting off the vertical top of the tree completely. This forces the tree to grow as a horizontal cordon. Every spring, vertical fruiting shoots will rise up off this main wire. Simply shear them all down to 6 feet tall every August to maintain a perfect, easily netted berry hedge. Number 6. The Dwarf Cavendish Banana Speed Blueprint. While technically a giant herbaceous herb rather than a true woody tree, the Dwarf Cavendish banana brings a massive tropical aesthetic and an incredible yield of sweet bananas to small spaces. This specific variety is designed to top out at an easily manageable 5 to 6 feet tall, making it perfect for wind-protected patios and sunny backyard nooks. Bananas are incredibly fast growers, capable of producing a full canopy from scratch in just a few months, but they require a massive amount of fuel to do so. To hit harvest weight before the end of the warm season, you must feed the plant heavily. Apply a high-potassium organic fertilizer once every 2 weeks without fail, and keep the soil consistently moist but never swampy. Once the main stalk finishes producing its massive purple flower and heavy bunch of bananas, chop that entire main stalk down to the ground. This instantly redirects all the root energy into the small underground pups, or side shoots, which will rise up to take its place the following spring. Number 7. The Methley Plum Open Center Setup. The Methley Plum is a fast-growing, self-fertile variety that produces a breathtaking display of white spring blossoms, followed by an avalanche of sweet, purple-skinned plums in early summer. It adapts beautifully to poor soils and intense summer heat, making it a highly reliable producer. To keep this aggressive grower completely under 6 feet, you must train it into a strict open center, or vase, architecture. The moment you plant your young Methley plum, chop the main central trunk down to exactly 24 inches off the ground. This radical cut forces the tree to push out 3 or 4 strong lateral branches. As these side branches grow, prune away any shoots that try to grow straight up or inward toward the center of the tree. This creates a wide, hollow vase shape where all the fruiting wood stays at chest height. This open center allows maximum sunlight and airflow to penetrate the inner canopy, which speeds up fruit ripening and completely prevents fungal diseases from taking hold. Hit that subscribe button right now to unlock the ultimate blueprints for a high-yielding, small-space backyard orchard.